So I've been talking about the glasses I ordered from Zenni Optical, my sponsor. Now, I've never ordered glasses online before. I didn't trust it, to be honest. But mine had a scratch, and Zenni was my sponsor, so I kind of sort of had to do it, right? I mean, I can't tell you about it if I haven't done it. So my previous thinking was, prices are too cheap. These can't be good. I'm not going to like them. I'm picky. I take that back. Mine costs about $70, and I can't tell the difference from the $500 pair I purchased 2 months ago. By the way, my wife likes them too. She said they look good on your face, and I want some too. And at about $70 or less, I can buy them. I am surprised, and I'm a customer. Zenni Optical has prescription glasses, sunglasses, blue light lenses, all starting at under $30. Go to Zenni.com, pick a frame, upload your prescription. They'll ship it to your door. No appointment, no store, no upsell at the counter. And Zenni has that virtual try-on, so you can see exactly how the frames look on your face, and that is very cool and confidence building. If your glasses are overdue for a refresh, now it's time. Go to Zenni.com/podcast and use the code podcast15 for 15% off your first order. The styles sell out pretty quick, so don't sit on this. Go to Zenni.com/podcast, promo code podcast15. Okay, funny story. My wife was listening to my podcast the other day. Yes, she does that. And she said, "What's this thing called Whatnot you keep talking about on your podcast? Are you shopping without me?" Yes, I am. I'm cheating on you. It's called Whatnot. It's live shopping with chat, and it's a lot of fun. Look, I coach a lot of people online. I coach people to make money online. Most don't know how to do it. And I have been telling a few lately to go to Whatnot, see what they're doing, and give it a try. If you're a Whatnot seller, you really shine, and your people find you. And that's a big deal, because if you're selling online, they need to find you for you to make money, right? And then they become repeat customers because they see your face, not just your logo. Whatnot is the largest dedicated live shopping platform, whether it's beauty, it's collectibles, electronics, luxury, fashion, even cookies. Yep, cookies. Sellers are building real thriving businesses. Anyone can do it too. Some people on Whatnot are selling, get this, 10 times as much as they do on other major marketplaces. And you don't know this, but Whatnot buyers spend more than an hour on the app every day. They're not browsing. That's why they call them buyers. They're buying your stuff. So here's how it works. You go live, you showcase your products, and you earn real income. Search Whatnot, WHATNOT, in the App Store, download, and you can start selling right away. All right, so where were we on Friday? I think we were talking about how to get what you want in life, right? I think that's what we were doing, as I recall. But then again, we always talk about that because that's what this show's about. Because I think you get out of bed, you're like, hey, I got an idea. I want to make this about my life: happy, content, joyful, money, successful. I don't know what it is, but I know you want it, and I know you can get it if you want to, okay? It is the Daily Boost. Since 2006, very simple mission: some motivation, some coaching, some words, some wisdom, some wisecracks, a lot of personality, some real straight talk, actually, that sometimes scares people. I'm saying, Scott, could you make it sound a little nicer? I could, and I try to, but sometimes we just got to get real, right? So if you want to get real and get some real techniques at work and have a laugh and be positive and upbeat and motivated, you're going to like the show today. I'm glad to have you here today. My name is Scott Smith. Thanks for stopping by. By the way, some folks have said, Scott, can you make it easier for me to remember how to go get your stuff, like my daily awareness plan or diary, my perfect week planner, my Face Your Passion program, all that stuff I do? Yes. So just remember this, dailyboostpodcast.com. If you do that, you'll find my stuff, okay? Right now. We're going to update it more this week and next week too, but it's pretty good right now. And some folks have said, Scott, every time I want to send you an email, it seems like I have to go through support. Your folks are scanning me. I don't know if it gets to you or not. I get it. So I changed it. That still works, by the way, if you need support. But Scott at dailyboostpodcast.com. If you send an email, I will read it. And if you're nice to me, I'll respond. If you're not, you'll never know even if I got the email. Come on. Right? Is that right? I mean, I don't want to ghost you, but at least be nice on the first one. If you are, then we'll have a conversation, okay? So today, I want to talk about creating a difference in your life. And let's acknowledge something pretty quick. Coming real close to me now. If you want to create a difference in your life, have you noticed it is a nonstop process? Every single day, whatever you thought you had figured out yesterday, it's going to change today. What? I got to figure something else out again? That frustrated me for a very long time. Seriously, I thought I figured it out, but now I got to figure it out again. It's a nonstop process. As they say, new level, new devil. Always something new to learn. I don't like that, but it's true, isn't it? You'd think you could just, and you can settle if you want to, but if you're listening to this program, you're not settling. You want something else. I don't know what it is because you don't always tell me that. Sometimes about 9 months after talking to you, you finally admit to me what you actually want, but not always. I get it. You're living life, right? So let's talk about this a second. So how do you do this? So there are 4 simple steps if we're to put together in the 4 Ds, because I'm a guy that does this kind of work. So you know what I got to do. I got to have an acronym, right? The 4 Ds. Well, there's no acronym. It's D, I guess. Hadn't thought about that too much before I did the show today. But the very first thing we always have to do is we have to define what you want. Makes sense, right? It does. And I guess that's ultimately the goal for all of us. And maybe you haven't sat down and said, I'm going to define this. And maybe you're like, well, I'll define it this weekend when I have some time to think about it. We all do it, right? But aimless wandering, it's a lot of fun, except the problem is it's not any fun. And at some point you want to make a change. And usually when we get to people on a program like this, they're kind of done with the aimless wandering. And I don't always help that much because, we're talking to a broad group of people. And depending on where you are in your life, what I'm saying today could be considered aimless wandering to you and other people specifically spot on. But the first thing you have to do is you have to define whatever the heck you want to do. And that's exhausting if you don't. It's frustrating if you don't. I can tell you, if you're worn out, it's because just give it up, man. Just give up. Just surrender. Just surrender. So I'm tired of wandering. I need to just decide what I'm going to do. Oh, okay. We'll get to decide in just a minute. But when we define, we are defining a what. Let me give you a little bit of rewind here and tell you why I think about the what the way I do. A lot of people teach the why first. Don't agree. In my life and anybody I've ever worked with, the why never arrived until they knew what it was. And even if they said, well, I need to do it, here's why, because I need to change my life, I need more money, I need to be happier. There's a why there. But until they found out the what, that why meant nothing. So define your what. Boom, that's the first thing. The second thing is decide. Now we're going to dig on decide here a little bit because decision, you've heard this before. Determine, decide, decision, Latin. I got to read some words here because decisio, anyway. But did you know the word determine didn't really take off until like after 1960 in this country? And it kind of peaked in like 2010. What happened? What happened? We didn't have podcasts back then. Did somebody release a book? What happened? Suddenly the word decision, everybody has to make a decision. It's probably some good leadership thing. Zig Ziglar or maybe Tony Robbins came up with it, right? And you had to do that. And we said, we're going to decide to do stuff. But I've always had a problem with decision. And you hear this all the time. You hear it is to cut off. It's a Latin word, right? D, off, and sedere. I didn't say that right. Cut. Nobody says Latin right. I'm not going to give an excuse. Nobody can say it right. D, it's off, cut. It's literally to cut things off. I've heard that 1,000 times. But here is the problem. So go with me on some common sense, some Scott logic here. And just let me ask you a question. When you cut, do you really want to cut something off? Sometimes they're bad, yes. But if you're going to decide to go a different direction, you're going to leave something behind, aren't you? Do you really want to do that? I don't like the word decide because it kind of makes me freaky sometimes. Like, wait a second, if I decide this, what am I giving up? I don't really know what I'm going to get, but I've decided to go do it. That's scary to me. So I sat down and thought about it. I said, okay, so what do I actually do? What I actually do is I just commit. I'm not going to do it until I'm going to commit anyway. I don't care whatever. I'm the boss of me. You're the boss of you too. If you're the boss of you and you decide to do it, what happens 3 days from now when you don't want to do it? I'm the boss of me. I don't have to. I've given myself privilege to take the day off. Tell me I'm not right. Okay. I just want you to make a commitment to whatever you have decided and whatever you define that you want to go after.
Do you hear that? Sounds like breakfast is ready. Because Quaker's coming in hot with morning nutrition. 100% whole grain oats and a good source of fiber to fuel the rhythm of your morning and kickstart your day. And that sounds absolutely delicious. Fuel to start whatever's next. Quaker, official sponsor of FIFA World Cup 26.
Let's go! What's next? Deploy. I had to look at my notes here. I've got some stuff for you here today. Deploy. It makes sense. Once we define what we want, once we make a commitment to what we're going to go after it, we got to deploy. Now, deploy is interesting because most people in my world will say, take massive action, right? We like to say take massive and perfect action because you're going to mess up anyway. See, if you say take massive action, you're going to make a mess and you're not going to be perfect. You perfectionists are going to get all freaked out. And what's going to happen is you're not going to want to do it if you take massive action. Tell me I'm not right here on that one too. So we just kind of put that word in there, massive and perfect action. And we says, hey, clean your mess later. Just accept it's not going to be right. Accept you want to do this. You know what you want. You've already defined it. You decided and committed to go after it. And now you're going to deploy it, which is beyond action, I think, because ultimately deploy, if you talk about, software or anything like that, at some point you deploy it into the world, right? You don't start working with it, or you just deploy it. Boom, it's there. Upgrade, we're good. Same thing here. So once you define what you want, once you're committed to go after it, and you're not going to go after it. If you haven't committed, don't even try. You'll fail. You'll come back. I'm preaching to the choir here because you're the choir and I'm talking the truth. So once you say, I'm into it, let's go, commit to it, nobody can turn you back. You are resolved to do it, and then deploy. Whatever plan you have in place, whatever it happens to be, just put it in place and say, it's deployed, it's done. It stays there. We work with what we got. Finally, and this is one where some people, I think, in my world, okay, so can I dig into this a little for you here? So in the world of personal growth, of coaching, of leadership coaching, the stuff that I do, there are kind of two different levels. There's a level of positivity, the people who just want to be positive all the time, no negativity whatsoever. And the way they talk about negativity is sometimes common sense sounds negative to them. It's kind of a trigger word, right? They don't want to do it. And if you talk to anybody who gets anything done, they will say we must specifically define it. We must absolutely make that decision and commit to doing it. We must deploy it, put it in the wild to get it to work, and then we must defend it. Because I promise you, this peaceful base that you built, this place that you started, everything's happy, you got it all figured out and you're off and running. The very minute you think you know what's going on, something's going to change. It could be you. It could be your boss. It could be your finances. It could be the universe. It could be God. I don't know what it is. The plan is going to change. Somebody is going to try to take away whatever you have decided to do. And maybe it's happening while you're trying to get it. And maybe it's not happening while you're trying to get it. Maybe you've got it. It's good, and you went to sleep, and you didn't pay attention to it, and suddenly somebody took it from you. That sounds really negative. It sounds really bad, but you know what? You could have a perfect life and everything going perfectly, and then a hurricane comes in and takes your house away. Washes you down the river like in North Carolina. Maybe you're out in Los Angeles, and suddenly everything is good for you, and the fire is coming to just burn away your whole neighborhood. Can you defend against that? Can't defend against everything. I think the key is to figure out what you can defend against. That's probably the key here. 4 Ds and a C in the middle, right? It's define, it's decide, commitment, it's deploy, and it's defend. That's all there is to it. All right, dailyboostpodcast.com. Find my stuff over there. Also, if you want to see me on Facebook or talk to me on Facebook, we have a group. You're welcome to come on in. Just go to dailyboostpodcast.com/Facebook. In the meantime, get out there and do something because that's what you were born to do. And I will see you here again tomorrow.